A special report on the boom in fast fashion retailers like Shein and how they avoid paying tens of millions of pounds in UK taxes. ITV News has filmed with one of the factories in southern China which make clothing for companies like Shein and Temu, which are loved by fashion influencers across the world. The factories are helping the retailers achieve record profits with innovative business models which see clothes sent direct to customers. ITV News has discovered this may have allowed Shein to illegally avoid import taxes worth £150 million. But now there are calls for the loophole to be closed. More on that in a moment. First, our Asia correspondent Debbie Edward has been inside one of the Chinese factories, which is clothing the world in fast fashion.
In the garment-making capital of China, dozens of workshops are dedicated to making clothes for the multi-billion-pound Chinese companies Shein and Temu. If you have bought any attire from their online platforms, it will most likely have been made by people here in Guangzhou. The apparel industry has a long history in this southern city in the former Canton region. And the sales generated by these apps, specifically focused on the foreign market, has given businesses like Pengyu Cheese a boost.
I hear from my friends and colleagues in other countries. Their living costs are pretty high, but Made in China can help lower the costs. I think it is an honour for us. We are bringing convenience to people with Made in China.
I've got another massive Shein haul.
A growing posse of influencers in the UK are behind Shein's mass marketing strategy.
Shein.
They've made the Shein haul a social media phenomenon and helped the company steal market share from established brands like Zara and H&M. Temu, on the other hand, did as its ads suggest and spent like a billionaire, getting not one but 6 slots during the Super Bowl.
For Shein, definitely stealing from traditional fast fashion players. We're seeing that ASOS is really trailing behind Shein in terms of monthly active users on the app, like about twice less now active users in just a few years. On the other hand, I guess, with like Wilco, B&M, Poundland, all these, like affordable household everyday items stores are really suffering from Temu.
Both companies took off during the pandemic and have enjoyed turbocharged growth thanks to business models which allow them to sell and deliver goods, sometimes for no more than the cost of a cup of coffee. By sending each item individually, direct to the customer, they can avoid the threshold for import taxes. And AI-driven product development means they effectively make items to order, keeping inventory and warehouse costs to a minimum.
Temu and Shein both use on-demand manufacturing, so Shein will call up the boss of this workshop to tell him which clothes are selling and which he should stop producing. They will then specify the quantity of a specific item for him to make and in which sizes and colours.
But success has come with scrutiny, and questions have been raised about labour rights in the larger Chinese factories to which we were unable to gain access. Shein and Temu have both denied forced labour accusations and other charges, including claims of selling counterfeit goods and the misuse of data. They have also reignited the debate surrounding fast fashion and the impact on the environment of overconsumption.
The business model itself is absolutely compatible with sustainability because it's based on overproduction, and what you are promoting is overconsumption and a disposable culture of fast fashion. So it's like, yes, it's items that you wear and throw away, and that's it.
An insatiable appetite for bargain buys and the cost of living crisis have produced some winners in China. The sewing machines of Guangzhou are churning out clothes almost as fast as they can be sold. Debbie Edward, ITV News, Guangzhou.
Our business editor, Joel Hills, joins us now from central London. Joel, how have they legally avoided so much tax?
It's the key question. Shein is an online retailer, but more accurately, it's an online fashion platform. It connects, as Debbie was saying there, people who want to buy clothes with people who sell them. So individual orders are shipped and sometimes flown directly from factories, usually in China, to consumers here in the UK. Now, this arrangement means that the company avoids the need to hold vast amounts of stock in warehouses here. It also means the company avoids, quite legally, the requirement to pay import taxes. Now, last year, Shein was the 11th most successful fashion retailer in the United Kingdom. From a standing start 4 years ago, it's already outselling H&M, John Lewis and Boohoo. Now, global data forecasts that by 2027, Shein will have overtaken ASOS and Asda to become the 6th largest retailer. Now, the company made a record profit last year, principally, of course, because it is so popular. But the tax structure of the company does help, and one think tank estimates that Shein avoided paying £150 million of import duties last year.
It's sensible to have import duty exemptions to protect small businesses and protect consumers from what would otherwise be the hassle and expense of paying duties on small amounts. But it's not right. These exemptions are leveraged by a £1 billion business to escape import duties and get a competitive advantage over UK retailers. And it's become a dangerous loophole. The government should close it.
Now, Shein complies with the UK tax rules. The government makes those rules, and it's not clear if the government intends to change them. Now, Shein disputes that £150 million figure, but will not give us a more accurate one. In a statement tonight, the spokesperson for the company said its success comes from its ability to produce fashion choices that people want, and its business is structured to keep prices affordable and to reduce waste, not to avoid tax.